Nice to meet you.
Okay.
You don't want to shake my hand?
No.
Okay, I'm new to the area. I just thought you were beautiful. I just flew in.
I actually don't live here.
You don't live here?
No.
Where are you from, though?
Not from here.
Well, where, though? I want to get to know you.
Why
You
does it
know-
matter to you?
Well, you're beautiful, and I want to get your name first. What's your name? My name's-
No.
What's wrong, though? I'm confused. Like
A lot.
We're
Like,
talking.
A lot's wrong.
What's up with me? Like, I don't get it. You're looking at me like
You're
I'm.
wearing socks and sandals.
Gonna be breaking down a quick clip in this video to give you guys 3 common mistakes I see a lot of men making in their interactions and how you can change these behaviors to actually get a successful result. Now, this dude fucks up this interaction big time. I don't think most dudes will run this bad of an interaction, but there are subtleties that if he were to have tweaked a couple of these things, I think he actually could have gotten a positive result. So I'm gonna go into these, give you guys some applicable techniques. That way the next time you're in an interaction and it's not going well, you can see the signs, adjust in real time, and end up actually getting a good result. So let's jump into this clip right now.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
You don't want to shake my hand?
No.
Okay, I'm new to the area. I just thought you were beautiful. I just flew in.
I actually don't live here.
You don't live here?
No.
Where are you from, though?
Not from here.
Well, where, though? I want to get to know you.
Why
You
does it
know-
matter to you?
Well, you're beautiful, and I want to get your name first. What's your name? My name's-
No.
What's wrong, though? I'm confused. Like
A lot.
We're
Like,
talking.
A lot's wrong.
What's up with me? Like, I don't get it. You're looking at me like
You're
I'm.
wearing socks and sandals.
So the first thing he does wrong is he fails to realize that the girl is not comfortable enough yet with him. She's looking at him in a way where her eyes and her body language is concerned. She's not smiling. She's not like happy. She's not talking. She's almost like her body language is indicating, what is this dude doing right now? Why is he talking to me? Okay? And he fails to recognize that. And as a result, he tries to escalate. He puts his hand out and tries to do a name introduction. You guys need to understand, whether it's day game or night game, if you go up to a girl and she is not responding positively, she's looking at you concerned, you do not want to escalate. Because I see a lot of dudes that will go out and they'll actually put their hand out and be like, oh, I actually just wanted to meet you real quick. I'm Kyle. That's an escalation. Or they'll display intent. Oh, I was literally just over there. I thought you looked really cute. I wanted to come say hi. That's an escalation. If the girl is looking at you concerned or closed off or worried, you never want to do those things. So that's the first mistake he does right here. I'll play it one more time.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
As the girl, she puts her hand out, her face looks like this. She's like this. Do not escalate in that moment. What you should be doing is actually trying to disarm her concern. She looks concerned. We need to address the concern. We don't escalate. So the easiest way to do that is 2 different things. You could give her context as to why you're talking to her, and you could also use a false time constraint. Giving her context is pretty much just explaining to the girl why you're coming up and talking to her. Most girls will be concerned in the daytime because they're not used to just random dudes coming up and talking to them. So giving the girl context is something along the lines of, I just saw you walking by and I wanted to come over and say hi. Or I just saw you walking by and I thought you had a really intriguing look, or I thought you had a really interesting style, or I really liked your vibe and I wanted to come over and say hi. Okay? You could even ask a question after that or make an observation about her to smoothen it out even more. You could say any one of those things, plus I liked your look. Are you Latina by chance? All right? Or whatever you notice about the girl, her look, her ethnicity, her vibe, her demeanor, something she's holding, a piece of clothing she has on, anything about the environment as well. So those are things you could do in the very beginning to give her context as to why you're talking to her. Her concern, look, and body language is indicating, I'm confused as to why you're talking to me. Can you please explain why you're talking to me without displaying too much intent in this very moment? So the first thing he does wrong is he fails to recognize she's concerned and closed off, and he doesn't give context. The other thing you could do is the false time constraint, which is essentially telling the girl, hey, I actually have to get going in a minute, or excuse me, 2 seconds, really quickly, I just wanted to say blah, blah, blah. So both of those phrases indicates to the girl, I'm not gonna cling to you. I'm actually gonna be heading out pretty soon, so just hear me out for 2 seconds. So you can see the context. If she's concerned, she's like, why is this dude talking to me? Well, you're gonna give her context. If she's concerned because you're gonna be like intrusive or clingy, the false time constraint kind of disarms her on that. With both of these tools, it buys you a little bit of time in the interaction to disarm the girl, to show her you're okay, you're not a threat, you're just a chill, confident, relaxed dude, and she's gonna be a little bit more open to have a short interaction with you. Okay, that's all we're trying to do off of the open, by the way, is show her we're chill, we're confident, we're relaxed, we're not a threat, And that alone will buy you a little bit of time to have an interaction with a woman. Okay, let's keep it moving.
Nice to meet you.
Okay.
You don't want to shake my hand?
No.
Let's move into mistake number 2 that he does in this interaction, which is he actually calls out the negative behavior that the girl does. And this is pretty common that I see guys doing a lot too. Anytime the girl looks nervous or disinterested or bored or intimidated, you never want to just call out that behavior, especially if it's early on in the interaction. The girl doesn't shake his hand. He says, "You don't want to shake my hand?" Okay? I don't ever recommend doing that. Or if I approach the girl and she looks nervous, I don't want to say, "You look really nervous, by the way. Is everything okay?" Or if I'm in the interaction, I'm not going to be like, "Hey, you look really bored, by the way." I don't like calling those things out because it just brings more attention to that bad behavior. And it's always going to be correlated to you, and you are the result that she has that bad behavior. So anytime you see her doing the bad behavior or mannerism, you never call it out. You just want to take a mental note of it and adjust your communication and your behaviors to adapt to that. So if the girl looks concerned, well, we give her context. If the girl looks nervous, we don't call it out. We actually soften up our body language. If I'm squared up, holding good eye contact, I'm not going to display intent. I may actually rock back a little bit, put my hands up, smile a little bit, soften my voice. Okay? If the girl looks bored, I'm not going to call it out. I'm just going to take a mental note. Hey, maybe I'm not being engaging or stimulating enough in the conversation. So I need to adjust. Okay, so whatever the girl is doing, I don't call those things out. I just mental note, adjust, calibrate, and then you continue on with the interaction.
Okay, I'm new to the area. I just thought you were beautiful. I just flew in.
I actually don't live here.
Okay, so the third mistake he does is just displaying way too much intent too soon in the interaction. You want to keep it brief, give her some context, display a little bit of intent, and then change the topic of conversation. Get off of the idea that you're physically attracted to her and actually try to get to know the girl and keep the conversation going. So those are 3 tips that you can take away from this interaction. Number 1 is that if the girl isn't displaying positive indicators of interest, you never want to escalate physically or put your hand out or display intent or ask her where she's going right now. If anything, you want to give her context as to why you're talking to her, and you could even throw in a false time constraint to kind of smoothen out and disarm her in the beginning of the interaction. Number 2 is that you never call out the bad behavior that the girl is displaying, because again, it's going to bring more attention to the fact that she's nervous or uncomfortable or insecure or intimidated or bored. You never call out those things. Instead, just take a mental note of them and adjust your communication and your behavior. And then number 3, in the beginning of an interaction, I don't recommend ever displaying that much verbal intent to the girl. You never want to use these words like gorgeous, breathtaking, absolutely beautiful, or left me completely speechless, you're a knockout 10 out of 10. Or I was so nervous to come up and talk to you. Like, it's just too much too soon. You just want to display you're confident, you're somewhat attracted to her, okay? You thought she was cute, or you were intrigued by her look, or she had an interesting vibe. And because of that, you wanted to go up and meet her. Okay, so use these 3 tips the next time you're in an interaction to avoid over-escalating and to become a little bit more calibrated in the interaction to get a really good result. All right, that's it for this video. If you guys are interested in working with me, check out the links in the description. You can fill out the application for one-on-one coaching, and there's also a link to my MVP coaching program. Click those links in the description. That's it for this video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Coach Kyle, signing out. Peace out, guys.